Hello everyone and welcome back to Life Technologies YouTube channel. I hope you're doing well and thank you so much for watching this session. So this is a continuation of our last episode where we are discussing how to configure basic ISIS functionality on Juniper MX routers. So as I've mentioned before, ISIS is a very common IGP and you expect to find it in your service provider network. So you need to master how to configure, how to troubleshoot and manage this protocol on different devices. It can be on Juniper, it can be on Nokia, it can be on Huawei. And remember on our channel, we have different series. So we have already demonstrated how to configure ISIS on Nokia, how to configure and troubleshoot ISIS on Huawei. So if you are managing those other vendors and you want to practice, you can still find videos on our channel. Please check out if you are interested. So in this session, we are discussing how to configure ISIS levels. We know that ISIS has the concept of levels, same way it had the concept of areas. Even OSPF had the concept of the areas. So when you are implementing your network, you really need to understand these different levels. We know that we can have level 1, we can have level 2, and sometimes based on the vendor, we can have level 1, 2. So when you are designing your network, you need to know which section of the network will be configured as level 1, which section of the network will be configured as level 2, and which section of the network will be configured as level 1, 2. So once you are clear on that, you can go ahead and do the implementation. So these are some of the things that you really need to master when you are configuring and implementing ISIS in your network. So when you have ISIS levels configured, of course, if you don't define, then it will be level 1, 2. As you've seen in our network, you realize that we have two adjacencies established. We have one adjacency in level 1. We also have another adjacency in level 2. But do we need those different adjacencies both in level 1 and level 2? Many times you only need one based on the network design. So if you are to configure routers in different areas, then you need to pay attention to the levels that you are configuring on your routers. For example, if you configure two routers in the same area, then those two routers, they can form level 1 adjacency. They can also form level 2 adjacency. But if you configure routers, for example, you have level 1 in one area and another router in level 2 in a different area, then those routers cannot establish an adjacency. But if you have a router in level 2 in one area and another router in same level 2 in a different area, then they can form an adjacency. So they can establish level 2 adjacency between two different areas. So those are just some of the basic principles that you need to understand when you are implementing levels in your network. So if we start by checking the configuration that we have, so if I do show configuration, display sets, you can see that we've activated family ISO on the interfaces. We've configured protocol ISIS and activated it on the interface. We've also configured the network entity that we generated from loopback IP. So if I show ISIS adjacency, you can see that we have two adjacencies, one in level 1, another one in level 2. Many times, actually, we don't need to have the two levels, just in maybe some special scenarios. But in this case, we don't want to have both level 1 and level 2 implemented on these routers. We only need to activate level 2. So we'll be going ahead and disabling level 1 adjacency. If we check, if I show ISIS interface and you use the extensive keyword, you can see that we have level 1, we have one adjacency, and we have level 2, we also have an adjacency. On router 1, if I show ISIS adjacency, we have the same. We have one in level 1, another one in level 2. On router 2, we expect that we'll be having 4 adjacencies. One for R1, we have 2. For R3, we have 2. So what we need to do is we need to go ahead and disable level 1 adjacency. So when you want to disable level 1 adjacency, you have two options. The first one is you can do it globally. Globally meaning that you can go ahead and configure the level or disable the level in the global configuration. The second option is you can do it on the interface. And many times, of course, you will find that we do it on the interface because maybe sometimes you want to have level 1, an interface in level 1, an interface in level 2. So you can go ahead and specify that. So for R1, for us to be able to disable this level 1 globally, we'll go into the configuration. Remember, you need to use the keyword configure or the command configure, and then we'll set protocols, SIS, level 1, and then you use the command disable. So we are disabling level 1 globally. We only remain with level 2. So I'll do commit. On R2, we'll do the same, configure, set interfaces, set protocols, SIS, level 1, disable, and then I'll commit. On R3, we do the same, configure, set protocols, SIS, level 1, disable, and then I'll commit. So starting with R1, if I just quit, I don't want to use the run command, I show SIS adjacency, you can see that currently we have the level 1 adjacency down. We only have one that is up, that is level 2. So we've disabled it, so it's down. On R2, we expect the same. Run show SIS adjacency. You can see that level 1 adjacencies are now down. We only have level 2 adjacencies that are up. On R3, we can also do the same. Run show SIS adjacency. You can see that level 1 is down, level 2 is up. So this is how you can achieve enabling level 2 only on the router. So you can do it globally. The second method is you can do it on the interface. So if I delete on R3, if I delete protocols, SIS, level 1, disable, then remember, we can always use the show compare command. Then I commit. I can do it on the interface. So what I'll do is I'll set interfaces GE00.0. Actually, it should be ISIS, set protocol ISIS, interface GE00. Then if you use a question mark, you have options. So you can use level 1, for example, level 1, and then you have the option of disable. So if I do show pipe compare, so this one will be disabling level 1 on the interface level, not on the global ISIS global level. So with this same command, you can achieve the same functionality the same way we did using the disable level 1 on the global configurations. So if I run the same, you can see on this router that now, given that these adjacencies, they are down, so they have been deleted from the adjacency table. We can go ahead and use the same command, but it's same process. Remember, on this router, we've disabled it using on the interface level. So you set protocols using this command, send protocols ISIS interface level 1 disable. If you want to disable level 2, it's the same. So you set protocols ISIS interface GE00 level 2 disable. So that's how you play around and disable the ISIS levels on Juniper routing devices. So you can either do it globally, the same way we did. If I just show you the command again, configuration display set, you can see that we disable it here. globally set protocol ISIS level 1 disable, or you can choose to do it on the interface. If you are sure that you will not be having any level 1 or level 2 interfaces or levels adjacent these in your network, then you can just go ahead and use this one command. So it will disable it on all the interfaces. You don't have to repeat it one by one. So this is it. This is how you achieve this functionality. You just either do it globally using this command, or you do it using the interface level 1 disable command. Both they will achieve the same objective, but when you do on the interface, then it means if you are having multiple interfaces running ISIS on this router, then you need to do one by one, which may consume time. So if you are sure that you don't want to have level 1 adjacencies, you can go ahead and disable it globally. So this is it, guys. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've got it and you've understood this session, just helping you to understand how you can configure ISIS levels on Juniper MX devices. Thank you so much for watching, and again, just remember to like, comment, and share the video with your connections. Also, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, kindly hit that subscribe button and stay tuned in for more upcoming sessions. Thank you so much, and see you in the next episode.